Hello everybody, back again with another video. Hope you're doing well. Hope you had a great week this week. I also hope that this weekend goes good for you all as well. Um, I'm out of town, as you can see. I'm in the semi truck, but that's okay. Been very busy this week. I wish I could have uploaded um, a couple more videos than I did, but here I am with a video that I'm gonna upload. So, um, 3 reasons why you should place the blame on yourself. This is an article that I read from this website called Medium.com. I'm not sure if you all are familiar with that website. I wasn't too familiar with it myself, but I happened to see this article on there, and really, I typed in Google, just different articles about, you know, looking at yourself in the mirror and, you know, placing blame on yourself. Because, look, let's be real, let's be honest. A lot of things that we think are other people's fault are really our fault in some way, shape, or form. But the thing is, the defense mechanism inside of us does not want to really take on that blame, take on that responsibility, because that'll make us actually um, have to change something in a way. When something is going a certain way that we don't like, and we realize it is our fault, that gives us the power to change. But a lot of us, we don't want to like make that change. Um, and it's true, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm in the same boat. Sometimes I'll look at a situation and blame somebody else, or we've all done it. We've all like blamed someone else for a certain situation, but in reality, it's on us. Like deep down, we know this, but because of our like defense mechanisms, we don't want to, you know, blame someone else. And so, this article, I'm actually going to put the link to this article in the description box. I think it's a really good article. I would definitely, after you're done watching this video, go and read that article. If you're not asleep, of course, because this is an ASMR video. But um, yeah, so 3 reasons why we need to place the blame on yourself. Why you need to place the blame on yourself. And I took the 3 main talking points in that article and wrote them down. And I'm going to just kind of give my view, my take on them. Very good talking points. So the first talking point is that you'll take action. When you place the blame on yourself, you'll have to take action. You know, um, when something is somebody else's fault, what we tend to do is, try to like make them or beg them to change something. But when we realize something is our fault, we have to shift that energy onto us, onto ourselves. We have to look at ourselves and say, hey, self, I have to change this. I have to change that. Instead of looking for somebody else and saying, you have to change this, you have to change this, like, y'all see what I'm saying? Like, you be the one that has to take the action, you know, and once you come to that realization that, hey, it is my fault, things are not going the way I want them to go because of me, it will spark something in a lot of people to say, hey, I do need to look for something to change. And a lot of people deep down, they know what they need to change as well. It's just whether you have the discipline to actually go through with that change. And by the way, I'm talking to myself when I make this video, because like I say, I'm not coming on here like I'm all, perfect and 100% disciplined and not follow all this to a T, but I do, try the best that I can to look at every situation from a self perspective. And what I mean by that is I'm looking in the mirror and looking at what, out of all the possibilities in the world, what is it that I could have done differently? What is it that I can change to make this situation better? You know, instead of looking at somebody else and saying, oh, you need to do this or you need to do that, or being mad at other people. What is it about me? What do I need to change? And I'm looking at pretty much almost every situation now, and I'm thinking to myself, like, what is it that I need to change? And a lot of times I do find something within me that I need to change. Now obviously that's not 100%, but vast majority of the time, most of the things that happen in our life are our fault. Of course, not everything is our fault that happens in our life, but most things are, and you'll find that once you do like self-reflection, you'll see that the situation that you're in, everything, well, not everything, but most things are caused by your decision or your lack of um doing said decision, you know so you will actually take that action in order to um, move forward, make things better for yourself instead of looking at somebody else to do it. The second talking point is, it says things will happen a lot quicker when you know you're the problem. That's definitely true. When you look for somebody else to solve a problem that is happening in your life, sometimes you're dependent on you're dependent on that other person's time. You're depending on, okay, when are they going to change said thing that's happening, instead of taking control of your life. You're dependent on them to make the change for you. When you know that you're the problem and that you're causing some of the things that are happening to you in your life, you will make change. You will realize, like, okay, I need to change this, and you're just going to go ahead and do it because you're the one that has that power. You're the one that has that control. You take control of your life and your problems once you look at your life and your problems and realize that a lot of times, like I say, not all, but a lot of times, it is something that you're doing, you know? And, like, for example, me personally, I live in an apartment, right? I don't really like to live in apartments, but at first I felt like that was my only choice. But in reality, it really wasn't my only choice, you know? And it's not my only choice, because I could be an over the road truck driver and live in my truck and not have an expensive apartment. So you see that, I mean, that right there, you might not think about certain things right away, but when you stop and think, you do have options. You do have things that you could do differently, you know. Um for example, let's take fast food. Let's say you're somebody that goes to Chick-fil-A every 3 days. You say, "Oh, well, the food is very addicting," and trust me, I totally understand that. But at the end of the day, we still have the power to be disciplined enough to push through those cravings, because I know that Chick-fil-A makes their food extremely addicting. I mean, pretty much throughout the day, I see their line like backed up. And then I remember there was one time like I was um I was in New Orleans, and there was a Chick-fil-A, and the line was literally all in it was all in the street, just people going into Chick-fil-A. So trust me, I know Chick-fil-A is extremely addicting, but deep down you know that with willpower and discipline, you have the power to push through those cravings and not eat that addicting food anymore. It's just you right now you don't have the discipline or the willpower to do it, but you can develop that. You can change that. You know, you know. Now, if I ask somebody, why do you eat Chick-fil-A every 3 days? It's just so good. It's just so good. And that's what they'll say. They'll say, well, it's so good. It's so good. I mean, it's pretty much addicting, you know. And I say, um, why not just not eat it for a month? Just try not to eat it for a month. And they'll say, oh, I can't. Oh, I can't do it. I can't do it. You didn't even give yourself a chance. You didn't even give yourself a week. When you just say, oh, I can't do it, yes, you can. You can do it. It's not food that's essential for survival, it's just very addicting. But if you tell yourself you can, overcome the addiction, you can have the willpower to push through those cravings. And I think I haven't made a video on how to like push through cravings, but the main point of that video would be basically if you have cravings, eat a fiber rich food, and a lot of times it's going to go away, because a lot of times you're just hungry and you're thinking about that food. And that's kind of what a craving is, especially if you haven't eaten in a while and you're hungry and your body is used to like an addicting food. Your body's going to think about an addicting food um, before before anything. It's going to want that addicting food, especially when you're hungry. you know that's especially true, like in my experience at least. I don't know about everybody else's, but that's generally what happens. But pretty much the main point I want to make with that is things are going to happen quicker. You're going to know, like, okay, I'm addicted to Chick-fil-A. Here's what I need to do. I'm going to stop eating it for a month and see what happens. And a lot of times you'll see that, um, as a side note, you're going to see that you're a lot healthier, and you'll probably end up losing weight, because people do not realize how many empty calories are in any type of fast food. And Chick-fil-A in general, they sell like what, chicken sandwiches. Yeah. And a lot of times people eat the chicken fried. Even if it's grilled, it's not really healthy. And then they buy the waffle fries. Nothing but empty calories, nothing but junk. If you stop eating it, you'll see results. You got to do it for a month at least. You know, they say it takes 21 days to break a habit. So if you do it over the course of a month and you make it, you more than likely realize you don't need fast food anyway. That's another positive thing about that. But pretty much the main point of this talking point is things will happen a lot quicker. You'll quit eating fast food a lot quicker. You'll get that, whatever you need to get done a lot quicker. You know what you need to do. It's just you have to have the discipline and the willpower, instead of waiting on somebody else to do things. Like, for example, I could probably, you know, say, hey, I want the government to ban fast food. And yes, I want that. I can want that. But I'm going to be waiting forever on the government to do that, or waiting on something that might never even happen ever. And so instead of me saying, hey, government, I want you to ban fast food, which, I mean, they most likely not going to do that, I take control and I say, hey, despite this fast food being here, I'm just not going to eat it. I'm just going to have the discipline, the willpower to not eat it. I know it takes at least 21 days to break a habit. If I don't eat it for 3 weeks, more than likely I'll start to realize that I don't need it. The more that you go without something, the more you realize that you don't need it. You know, that's another point too. And so the third point that they have on here is that no one cares about what you're doing. And I would add, no one cares about what you're doing as much as you care about what you're doing. And this point, once you realize that no one cares about what you're doing as much as you um care, you'll take a lot more control over your life. You'll realize that this is your life. I'm the only one that can care about this. I'm the only one that does care about this to the level that I care. I'm going to take control of my life, you know. For example, going back to fast food again. I know fast food is bad for me. I was addicted to fast food, but once I realized that um, a lot of people, like, they care, but only I can care to the extent of me just quitting fast food, like, altogether. Only me, I can care. I care about certain things. You might care about certain things, and you realize that you're the one that has to be the one to take action, because no one cares as much as you do about your life, about your situation, about the things happening in your life. You know, yes, there's people that care, but you're the one that cares the most. You know, and that's just how life works. I mean, that's not necessarily a good or bad thing, but that's just how it is. You know. Now there are um various circumstances where that might not be true 100% of the time. For example, like if you're somebody that has that's a loved one that has some sort of addiction problem, um like if you know a loved one that has like an addiction problem, um to anything, you know, food, anything, they might just keep eating even though you just saying over and over and over, hey, you know, you should try to stop, you should try to stop. Then yeah, you do kind of care more than that person, but most of the time it's the other way around. You care the most. That's pretty much the point. And I added my own point, talking point. You get better production when you're the one that takes action in your life. If you're waiting on somebody else to do something for you, you don't know how that production is going to be. But when you take action, when you're motivated, when you have the discipline to do things, you're going to get better production, better results. You're going to be more inclined to, do better. And that's that. So that was the article, 3 reasons why you need to place the blame on yourself. Definitely going to leave a link to that article in the description box. I really liked it. Make sure you go and read it. With that, I think I'm gonna wrap this video up. Excuse my appearance, by the way. I just got done doing like a short jump rope workout. As a matter of fact, I have my jump rope right here. You know, when you're out on the road, you have to stay healthy. You have to find ways to stay healthy. And that can go back to what I'm talking about now. You see this jump rope? It's Nike brand. I think this costs like it's like $20. I forgot where I got it from, but it was like $20 at like. Did I get this from Academy Sports and Outdoors? I don't remember. I think I got it at Academy or wherever I got it. It was like $20, but it's a basic jump rope. Let me tell you, jump rope burns a lot of calories. You know, one like 10 to 15 minute jump rope workout, you gonna burn what like 200 and something calories. You know, or going like 15 minutes. If you just, I'm trying to like work my endurance up to where I can do several minutes non-stop, but a lot of times I'll just stop. I'll do like a minute stop, a minute stop, a minute stop. I'm telling you, buy a jump rope. It's gonna burn calories. You're gonna work out those leg muscles, um, just your whole body, because you gotta, swing the rope. So you're working out your whole body in a way. It's a great, I think it's a cardio workout, right? So yeah, I just got done jump roping. But I was saying that this can actually apply to what I've been talking about, because as a trucker, we have so many like unhealthy options out here. You go to any truck stop, you're gonna see nothing but junk. It's usually gonna have a fast food restaurant attached to it. And I can easily say, oh, well, I'm on the road all the time, I don't have time to work out. Yes, I do. And yes, truckers do sometimes have time to work out. um, I can easily be like, I ain't got time to work out, and start getting all like big and stuff, you know, not taking care of my body, and just make excuses. Or I can say, okay, I'm on the road, but this jump rope is small enough to fit in my truck. Or if I had some weights, I'm probably going to buy some weights. If I have weights, they're small enough to fit in the truck. Buy a jump rope, buy some weights, buy like one of those like roll up mats, and work out. You can do sit ups, push ups on the mat. You can lift the weights, do the jump rope. If there's an open area, you can just go out for a run, a quick run. Doesn't even have to be a long workout. But, and then of course, a lot of trucks come with fridges nowadays, so you can store fresh fruits and vegetables in the truck and, eat healthy. So, no excuse. No excuse. If I get big out here, it is my fault, because I did not. Now, obviously, it's going to take more discipline than other professions, and that's mainly what it is. It takes more discipline to be um, healthier on the road. But if I just said, oh well, it's harder than, if I was at home doing a job where I was at home every day, then that would be me still making an excuse, even though yes, it is more difficult. But to me, the way I look at it, that's not an excuse. You can still be healthy out on the road. It just takes more discipline, takes more commitment. And the more something takes, the more discipline and commitment something takes, the less people are going to actually be inclined to do it. And that's why you see a lot of um, unhealthy truckers out here. Now, yes, some of the blame lies on the fact that the fast food and the junk is at every truck stop, and there's a lack of like healthy food out here. But I mean, there's still Walmarts out here that are trucker friendly. I mean, even if you're over the road, there's Walmarts and certain places that are truck friendly that you can, well, for the most part, Walmart. You can park there, buy your groceries, or you can get them delivered to your truck via like Instacart, you know? So there's options out here. You know, if you're near a Walmart and you're at like a truck stop, just order your groceries on Instacart. You know, put in the notes that you're at a truck stop and, you know, this is what your truck looks like. And they're going to come and deliver your groceries to you. There's no excuse. It's just harder. It's just more difficult out here. But I'm not saying that it's impossible. So therefore, if you do, you know, like if I was to get bigger out here, it would still be my fault. And that's just the way that I look at things. And I think if you all looked at things that way also, um, better things will happen in your life. Once you take control, once you take the blame, you're taking the control into your life. You're taking control of your life. If you put the blame on somebody else, you're waiting on somebody else to do something, you're taking the control out of your life and passing it on to somebody else. So take that control back. Look at yourself in the mirror. Look at what you can change. You know there's things that you can change. So go out there and make those changes. You know. So um, I think that's about it for this video. Next video is probably gonna be me at home. I'm not sure what I'm gonna be doing tomorrow, but I hope y'all enjoy your weekend. I hope that you go out and do something fun this weekend. Go out for a walk, you know, if the weather is good, you know. Just go do something fun this weekend. But with that, I really hope you enjoyed this video. I also hope you got something out of this video. And of course, I hope that this video did relax you. So, thank you for watching.